Hello, volunteers. Welcome to this brief tutorial to help you participate in the Monkey Health Explorer project. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to use the Monkey Health Explorer talkboards as a way to communicate with researchers and other volunteers in a project. You'll find a helpful and friendly group of people anxious to answer your questions and share their expertise with you. You'll learn how to find and navigate around the Monkey Health Explorer talkboards. We'll explore the parts of a talkboard and learn how to start a new discussion. And we'll also learn how to add and format comments in a discussion. Let's get started. To get to the talk area, let's start on the Monkey Health Explorer home page. Click the talk link. This takes you to the main talkboard. As you can see, there are several discussion boards, each with a different focus. We'll go through each one. You'll notice for each board, there's a link to the most recent post and to the avatar of the person who made the post. You'll spend most of your talk time in the Notes board. It's where you end up anytime you click Done and Talk during a Classify workflow. Any comment you make after clicking Done and Talk is automatically added to the Notes board. But you may not have realized that there is more to a note than just what you've typed yourself. So let's take a closer look. Each individual image in a project is identified with a unique subject number. When you click one of the subject numbers on the Notes board, it opens the talk discussion for that subject. Read through the discussion to see how the researchers have responded to other volunteers' comments and questions about this subject. If you want to respond to a specific person's comment, click the Reply button below their comment. But maybe you'd like to say something about this image yourself. To add a new comment of your own, scroll to the very last comment in the discussion and you'll see a blank comment awaiting your input. Make sure that your comment is specifically about this subject slide. Don't change the subject. When you're done, click the green Submit button. We'll talk more about the toolbar that you see in this new area a little later in this tutorial, but for now, let's look at the next talkboard on the list. The chat board is a good place to discuss general thoughts and questions about the project. You might discuss tips for identifying certain types of white blood cells, or maybe interesting trends you've seen across multiple images, such as unusual red blood cells or possible parasites. The most important section of the chat board is the list of messages. Generally, they're organized by most recent first, except for messages pinned at the top of the board. What does pinned mean? Well, at the top of this board, as well as each of the other boards, you'll see a post with a red pin next to it. Pinned items are placed at the top of a talkboard by a project moderator. When you first get started in Monkey Health Explorer, it's important that you read any pinned threads to learn the rules for the board and other things that will help you become a valuable contributor. To start a new discussion on the chat board, click the New Discussion button on the left side of the board. An area above the pinned items will open up to provide space for you to create a new discussion. Enter a title for your discussion. Then, in the text box below, type a message to introduce this new discussion. When you start typing your comment, notice the buttons above the text box that allow you to format the text and add things to your comment. Let's take a look at this toolbar. You can add numbered lists and bulleted lists. You may want to strike through some text, separate it with a horizontal line, or make it really big. You can indent the text into a block quote, italicize it, and make it bold. You may not see these effects added to the text that you've typed, though. If you want to see how your comment will actually look when it's submitted, click the I button on the top right. The final 3 buttons on this toolbar allow you to insert videos and photos into your comment and create hyperlinks. These aren't common tasks in the Monkey Health Explorer project, so you can explore these when you have time. Let's unclick the I button. Sometimes you might want to refer to a specific subject number in your comment without having to open up a new browser window, navigate to that subject, and then copy and paste its long URL address. Instead, you can easily create a link to that specific subject slide using this shortcut. In your comment, type the caret symbol followed by a capital S and the subject number of the image, like this. This adds the word subject to the number and automatically creates a hyperlink out of it. And here's something that can help make your comments fun for others to read. You can use emojis. Just click the question mark at the top right corner of the new message box. It'll open a pop-up guide to commenting in Talk. Scroll down to the last box where you'll find a link to a complete emoji list. Click the link and a new tab will open to display the emoji cheat sheet. Choose the one you want and just copy and paste it into your comment. For example, let's click the worried face. You'll see that it has been copied to your clipboard. Go back to the tab containing your comment and click the X at the top right to close the help information. Place your cursor at the end of the last sentence and press Ctrl-V or Command-V on a Mac to paste the emoji code. And when you preview it, there's your worried face. When you're ready to post the message, click the green Create Discussion button. The new discussion will be posted immediately under any pinned discussions. Next up is the Technical Support Board. Go here to get help when you're having trouble in a workflow. For example, you might report a bug in the classification interface or ask questions about navigation. Read the pinned post at the top containing answers to common questions to see if the answer you need might already be there. At the bottom of the list of discussion boards, you'll find one labeled Research. This is where you'll go to join in on discussions about the science behind the Monkey Health Explorer project. For instance, someone recently posted a question about whether research has uncovered any behaviors that have been correlated with different blood cell types. Another person asked about why we look at the spread of cells in a slide. Here's one last tip before we move on. Because you want to become involved in a site's community of volunteers, you need to make sure that you don't miss any discussions that occur. For instance, you might want to know when new results have been posted about Monkey Health Explorer or the larger research project. These would appear on the research board. To stay current with any new discussions on one of the talk boards, click the Subscribe button on the left side of the board. Now, anytime someone posts a new message to the board, you'll receive an email alert. But you also may want to make sure that you are included in existing discussions. For example, there's a really interesting discussion about subject 710-49188. Let's have a look at it. To get to it, enter the subject number in the search box. You can do this anywhere you see a search box. On this subject image, a volunteer wanted to know if white blood cells are spread quite far apart or very tightly packed, does it suggest that the monkey had a health issue? All of these notes have been posted to this subject. If you want to receive an email every time a new comment is added to this slide, click the subscribe button located in the upper left-hand area of the window. This is a particularly effective way to stay connected to any subjects that mention basophils. Because basophils are so rare, it could be fun to track discussions about them. Just search for basophil and subscribe to any of the current discussions that interest you. You can adjust your talk email preferences to define when and how often you receive email notifications. Click your username in the upper right corner of the Monkey Health Explorer window and select Settings. In the Settings window, click Email. The talk email preferences are in the middle of the window. Indicate how frequently you want to receive things. Then, scroll down to the Project Email Preferences area and select the Monkey Health Explorer project. Now you've learned how to use the Monkey Health Explorer talkboards and how to participate in discussions about slides with white blood cells on them. So why not join in?